Here we are for Moon 4 analysis and review. Doing things a little bit differently this run, having a slightly more edited version because this Moon took me about an hour and a half to play in full. And that's good because it means that I took a lot more time and was a lot more careful. I was a lot smarter about the decisions I made. I checked every single box. I made sure I moved every single character, every single round. But in this playthrough, it's going to be a long video if I didn't edit it up. So we're going to see a lot of editing, a lot of jumping straight to the next move instead of me toying with every single thing. I'm curious to see if you like this edit better than the other versions where it's uncut. Let me know in the comments if you would prefer that I keep it uncut. The other version is I'm thinking about doing a commentary live while I record it and then editing it together that way. I might be a little more jumpy on the commentary, but ultimately that doesn't matter. And the other thing to mention is I screwed up the recording and didn't get the audio from the game for this Moon, which was really devastating because I really enjoy these videos to have the gameplay audio. The units all have their own little special quips and the special things that they say, and so I think it's really fun to hear them talk, especially Ready Wrangler Ma is so funny, and if that unit gets an appearance this round, we won't get to hear the funny things that it says, so that's a shame. I'm going to put some music on underneath this to keep the stream and the recording lively, but we'll have to deal with that this time, and I'll get better and better as I keep going. If you give the show a subscribe or a like or anything like that, I'll be more likely to continue to improve my practices and spend more time on each video, so let me know by participating in some way. So the first thing I wanted to do was get Xtilder over to that health. There's a +5 health in the back corner over there, and we're trying out Snarling. I think that this is a pretty cool little ranged one piece, and got him out on the first turn. Very helpful. So what we'll see from this enemy is that he'll be dropping these cannon crabs all over the place. They don't move on their own, but they only react to my actions. So if I move within view of one of them, it will trigger that character to move and attack. And sometimes that can be really painful. For the most part, having done my research, I managed to avoid making mistakes by letting these things just shoot at me all the time. So you'll see me dealing with these cannon crabs quite a bit, and I think it works out pretty nicely. I also do a much, much, much better job playing as Xtilder this round. The Shield of Hope comes in valuable quite often, and I basically never use the Sword of Justice to hit my own teammates this round, so that's pretty effective. So get that 5 HP here, and by the end of the round, maybe we'll be near full health for Xtilder. So again, you'll see the Aegis weapons array moving around, adding more cannon crabs all over the place. And what they'll try to do is keep all of their units within that yellow circle. That yellow circle will result in every one of their units and their captain to have a very negative effect on my accuracy, not just for range, but also for melee. So you'll see the first time in this matchup where there'll be occasions where I'll miss on a melee attack, and it won't be at 100%. The cannon crabs don't benefit from the yellow circle, so they can still get hit pretty easily. And of course, I missed 81% there with Broken Vengeance. There'll be quite a few occasions where my ranged people miss on 80+%, so that's pretty annoying. The build that I chose to do against this captain worked out really nicely. I chose all ranged units. All the ranged units I had were ones that I grabbed, and that really comes in handy. We basically stay out of range of the cannon crabs, and just pick them off one by one, hopefully making this an effective approach. And actually, I think this might be an effective approach generally. We'll see whether another captain comes in with a more melee-focused build, and that might mean that we'll be in trouble a lot earlier, but having all these ranged players on my team meant that I could put them down, get some damage on the board. Okay, so here's Maximus again. So he starts with an 80% on that cannon crab, and I assume the second shot is lower. We now have a relic that causes us to move units back whenever we hit them. So that comes in play a couple times with Maximus because he has 2 ranged attacks sequentially. Instead of 1-2 damage attack, he has 2-1 damage attacks. And that can come in handy sometimes, but it often causes him to miss the second shot in this particular moon. So now they've moved Toxoid over and then oddly left him out of the range of the drop-in melee support. I mean, the drop-in support from the captain. So, the AI captains, the captains of the other team's AI is not too bright. Sometimes makes silly mistakes like that. And so my goal here was to pick off their units as quickly as possible. He's only got a total of 6 units to begin with, so it's better to just focus on the units. Yes, we'll end up with a bunch of cannon crabs out there, but if we can get as many hits in on something like Toxoid early so that it doesn't have a chance to attack me, it's a melee attack, so the faster we can get that guy out of there, the better. Well, that worked out well. I shouldn't have made that move with Snarling, but it did cause the cannon crab to move back, which allowed us a more even attack against Toxoid. Maximus again misses his second shot, which is super dumb. I don't think I needed to move back there, but probably for the best. And then we'll get we'll get our Vengeance Boy out here to get 2 damage. And here you'll see a lot of this where I'm trying to move to the exact right spot so I can get a good ranged attack in while avoiding the cannon crabs. Yeah, Broken Vengeance with 2 damage there, so Toxoid's almost gone already. And again, remembering to put on Shield of Hope. And I thought it might be cool to try this Call Favor move. It doesn't really come in handy this fight because I don't use a lot of the... I still haven't memorized what the name of the term for this stuff is, mana, yet. So I should probably look that up. So this guy's dropping a bunch of units down in the back here, and we get this shield unit that ends up blocking a lot of our shots. There we go, Maximus got in with the second hit, and a shield of a rally triggered off of our captain's passive ability. So now all my ranged units will move up a little bit and try to take out these cannon crabs. Good shooting with the Broken Vengeance there. And here we're going to start considering whether we should put down a melee fighter over on this side. And we're going to get our first look at Kokala. And pretty interesting, whenever we see something die, Kokala is going to bring out a young Kokala out of its fragile eggs, and so that's going to come in handy. We're going to see the young Kokala come out and really team up with Extilier and cause a lot of damage. So we'll see how this all works here shortly. But see how what they're trying to do is get all around this Cloaker Tozy. Cloaker is making it so that I can't even hit those other units. And the enemy captain is then going to use all of its own units to surround the Cloaker and make it so that I can't even hit the Cloaker. But it's... Oh, wow. Okay, so another thing that interesting that happened is then the enemy captain decided to drop this bad boy all the way in the back. And that could cause trouble for me if I wasn't wise, but I made the right decision to just turn all of my attention back towards Floria here, who would bombard us like crazy if we didn't focus on it. So we're going to just all team up and take out Florio as fast as we can so that we don't end up diverting our attention. And the reason this works out is that on the enemy's captain side, inside that circle, they're all just like hanging out, trying to protect themselves and play defense. So making sure to focus on taking out Florio so it can't bombard us a bunch of times is probably for the best. Although there I waste a attack on Cannon Crab, which just ends up being wasted. If we can get forward and get to the Florio early, we should be able to take him out effectively. And so put the Shield of Hope on myself so that I don't lose as much XP when the bombard comes in. Separate out the characters so they're not all in one big circle so that Florio can't hit many people at once. And we'll see if we can get close enough to take Florio out in the next turn. I have no idea why that would be the choice. I guess they're especially afraid of Fixer down there, but it's a pretty simple unit, and if I was Florio, I'd be going after our captain, but c'est la vie, it works out fine for us. They put down another unit to try to box in their cloaker so we can't hit it as well, and maybe they're trying to move forward, but before they know it, we'll have taken out Florio and be turning around and heading back towards the captain. So let's see if we can finish this unit off in one turn. 2 quick shots from Maximus. Good shooting there, bud. Snareling getting in position to get 1 attack in. Broken Vengeance moving to a spot with a high hit percentage. 72 is about as good as I'm going to get. Very good. This basically ends the Florio because as soon as Extiliar gets in range, well, we also want Extiliar to be the one to do the kill, because if we work this correctly, we can Shield of Hope, then attack, then Shield of Hope again, because the killing of the monster will give us a reboot of all of our actions. I didn't plan that, and we'd get a rally out of it as well. Oh, and there, see, inside of the phase we saw that a crew was killed, so a young Kokola is created, so that's pretty awesome. I did screw up and not get that extra Shield of Hope in, but I've learned how to use that effectively, that if Extiliar is the one that kills something, I end up getting to reboot all of his skills, so I have to use all of his skills before getting the kill going forward. But this is such an effective moon. I did such a great job that that doesn't really negatively affect us all that much. So we'll see. Oh, it's also worth noting, I didn't mention this, is that I got a new relic that makes it so that all of my captain's actions cost 0 cinder. That's the name for the mana. And so the fact that it's 0 cinder means we basically have to use Shield of Hope every single turn. Like, there's really no reason not to. There's frankly not any reason not to every turn. But look at how much they have that cloaker like encircled. But then they do stupid stuff like that, like open up the shooting lane for the cloaker. So I don't know what this captain is thinking, making a bunch of weird decisions. That Cannon Crab all the way in the back also doesn't make a ton of sense. But here, so she's moving, so you can put another unit there. That's I think that's Chuck and Co. No, that's Jailbreak. So my old teammates are now on the enemy's side. So if we can't take these dudes out, basically the cloaker will make it so we can't hit anything. So it would be unwise for us to just bounce in there and start attacking. So instead what we do is smartly deal with these things from a distance. I was trying to play loose with the young Kokola because I figured that would cause us to get more Kokolas as time goes on. It should be noted we already have 6 units on the field, and that young Kokola is not really that great a unit for me. It doesn't suck, but it's not necessarily that valuable a unit. So I figured we could play loose with it, have it die, and then have another one come up as soon as another unit is killed. Or bring something off the bridge, which we have, plenty of whatever that stuff is, the purple flag stuff to bring people in from the bridge. the young Coco ends up lasting quite a long time because we were very careful. Here's a very low percentage shot, but since I had the shot that wasn't a 0, figured 11% is better than nothing, so you might as well use your attacks when you have a turn. Get a couple more XP for our boss here. We're up to 37. That's basically max health. So that's awesome that we've moved from being, I think 2 moons ago we were down to like maybe 2 health on Exterior and basically almost out, and now we're back to full health and a full crew. It's feeling pretty good. Jailbreak is a dangerous character. I really enjoyed using Jailbreak and Lockup a couple of missions ago, so I think as a matter of fact I might even won an MVP for my team on 1 turn. So Jailbreak not being on our team feels bad. Okay, so here's another occasion where we're going to focus on getting the cannon crabs out of the way before making mistakes. But we do want to get that 40% chance against the cloaker. They're leaving this alleyway open. If we can get a little bit of damage in, that'd be good. That one didn't work out. Let's see if the Snareling can move in, get maybe 1 damage in at a 39%. That's a chance. 38%. Yeah, see? 1 and 3. Roll a 1 and 3 and get that hit. Here's a 40% shot. Take that 40%. Yes, got 1. Got 2. Nice job, Maximus. Now move out of there. Go ahead. And here we'll move up into space and take this guy out from a distance. Only 1 XP left on that cannon crab. Broken Vengeance has a couple of misses at 80+% this matchup, but yeah, great Shield of Hope choice here. Probably should have hit the young Cocoa, but ended up hitting the Fixer instead. And then because this Jailbreak jumped forward, I don't want to get us all bunched up on that bridge. So we're gonna move back into this area, and if Jailbreak jumps over there and tries to fight these 2 dudes, I don't think it's a trouble for it to be 2-on-1. But we don't want them like breaking that bridge by having Jailbreak there. If he jumps onto the bridge solo, we'll swing some ranged around, take him out, bring Exterior down, hit him for 5 with the melee and the Sword of Justice. Good choice to take out the cannon crab here. Missed with an 81%. That's super dumb. Maximus will take a 79-80% chance against this cannon crab. Just a little nudge to get to 81. Took that guy out, no problem. Now, I try not to get too close to Chuck and Co. here. We don't want to get close to Chuck and then he tosses us into the battle or something. Keep our ranged guys away. Make them come out to us. We'll take these 1 and 3 shots here. That's an awesome shot, baby. Let's go. We've almost got rid of this cloaker already. We can get a 1 and 5 shot here. It's better than nothing. And, you know, we're really just focused on letting them make the mistakes, which I'm really happy we've gone this route. Who's going to get the Shield of Hope this time? Snareling. And we'll make a little move so that we're in a good position next time. Now here, we're just trying to bait Jailbreak into coming out. If we can move the Uncocola out, that might be a good idea to, again, bait the Jailbreak to come out of the circle. If he comes out, we can maybe deal with him up against the wall back here. And Rousing Snarl is good because if he comes out and attacks, we'll get First Strike, which is very useful. Lets us make sure that when we attack, they don't attack back. So here they're going to do some dancing, all getting in a nice circle. All trying to protect the Cloaker. I think that Cloaker is a really cool unit. Oh, see, we scared Jailbreak away. Yep, and they're trying to make a nice big circle around him, around the Cloaker. Get a new cannon crab out there. And I think this is good enough. I think we can get another shot off on the Cloaker if we're smart. Got to be smart about taking this cannon crab out first. If we keep the volume of cannon crabs to a minimum, we should be able to keep sniping away and letting the bad guys just sort of whittle away one by one. So that's why this one took a long time, is because I didn't make a bunch of rash movements. I didn't jump into the fray too early. Just made sure I was slowly chipping away. So now we're going to come down here, and we're not going to get a good shot off on the cloaker this turn, but if we can take out this cannon crab at the bottom, we'll be able to... Oh, there's another occasion where Maximus knocked him back on the first shot. The second shot probably had a lower percentage shot, although we can't see that from the game, and that made it so it was difficult to get the kill. Let's get another Shield of Hope. I really think we should have used it on our melee person, the Kokola, but oh well. There wasn't a ton of progress on that one, but remember we got rid of a cannon crab, and we've surrounded the cloaker by putting Maximus in the back, so he can get a good shot off next turn if we're lucky. But they're gonna really jam this cloaker in behind everybody. Put a cannon crab way out there. We'll take care of it with our ranged guys. And they kind of left some openings. I actually think they might have moved the cloaker into position to be shot. Yeah, 39%. If we can get 2 off here. 1. Ooh, only 1. Maximus, come on, man. Get both those. The Snareling swinging around, getting a hit on this cannon crab. Very nice. That leaves an opening shot for Broken Vengeance to get through. We're also going to see if we can get this young Kokola into a more... We're trying to get sort of a pincer maneuver. Get everybody to come at them from all directions. Feeling pretty good about our positioning here. Probably should use the Rousing Snarl every turn, just in case somebody comes out and attacks. We'll be able to get a first strike on next turn, but here they go, trying to surround the cloaker again. Is Jumper gonna jump over? Yep, he's trying to play some defense down here. So we'll definitely be moving Maximus back so he doesn't get in trouble. Ooh, and then I think that might be the big tactical mistake, is letting the Drum Dancer come out and play a different role, not as defensive as before. And so now, with that, strangely offensive maneuver by the Aegis Weapons Array, we were able to take out the Cloaker, and Maximus, in his smart way, is able to move in, attack, and then move out, which I think is just a cool aspect of that character. He misses a lot on that second shot, but being able to bounce in and then bounce out has come in handy for us many times in these first 4 moons. So, and now we can finally get attacks off on the main dude. So we got ranged dude just taking pot shots at their captain now. 41% feels high enough for me to be doing shots. See, we get one, and we gotta get these shots off eventually. So while that cannon crab is out there, it is a little annoying. It's better for us to take a couple shots on the main boss, but a 90% is hard to pass up. Fixer can come around here, get 2 on this guy, and if we can take this unit out, he has no more units in his bridge. So we're really in a good spot to be able to just go forward and take these dudes out. Put a Shield of Hope on Fixer, since we already have 4 on Exterior. Move forward, hit this guy for 5. We have to do Sword of Justice first so that he doesn't go flying, because of our relic that causes people to move back on damage. So we'll hit him with the melee attack. He's down to 1. Probably run in and get the attack now to finish off this dancer. This drum dancer. Because that cannon crab will give an attack, but it's not really enough to worry about. Yeah, see, we took 1 damage, and that kind of actually helped, because it moved the cannon crab into a better position for us to attack it next turn. And more importantly, we took out one of their units. That causes a rally, which causes the Kokola to get another Shield of Hope. Now he's moved into an even dumber position, and again, I tried to play loose with that young Kokola, because if it dies, then we can get something new back. Right now we're at full unit usage, so it's hard to take advantage of some of the skills of some of our units. They're down to only... Oh, that was kind of a clever move. Chuck and Co. was able to throw our captain into the distance. That could cause trouble in the long run, but I don't think it's really going to be that big of a deal. A miss on a 45%. Our ranged attacks aren't going to get much better than 45% against the captain because he's got a minus 15 or 20 for every shot that's taken at him, including melee. So we just have to sort of live with the fact that we're only going to have 40+% shots against units and just keep chipping away and hopefully chip away enough to take them out. Taking out the cannon crab's probably a smart move. Good job hitting with both one-pointers, Maximus. Here we're going to further surround them by trying to come out here. Maybe that'll cause Jailbreak to come out of the circle. While we're here, we're going to have Auxiliary move over, give a Shield of Hope. I love this move. I love that we came over, gave the Shield of Hope, and then proceeded to do the attack. Broken, that's Snarling coming around the corner. Maximus just making more width. I don't know if maybe I cut the attack from the Cocola, or I forgot to do it, so that's a little bit distressing. Jailbreak trying to move over to get a part of the melee fight over there. So like what we can do is just sit here in the back with these 3 ranged people and just snipe. Just slowly chip away at the boss's health. Completely missed on those 2. Maybe that means that this 2-pointer attack will work. It's just gonna see whether or not we can get better than 51. Oh man. So many misses. It would be good to use this Snarling attack on the boss, or maybe Jailbreak, because it will cause immobilize, keeping him from being able to get into the attack. Of course, we missed with every single shot. This round we had miss on every shot. Let's see if this shot from Fixer goes against the Cannon Crab, 89%. We'll add Rousing Snarl so we have first strike so they can't attack back. 2 damage on Chuck and Co. Pushed him back a little bit. We're going to move in, which I think will cause the Cannon Crabs next to us to all attack, so we gotta be careful about that. Shield of Hope him first, so that he has just an absolute ton of Shield of Hope. And now we're gonna move in. Now Fixer's at low health, so it might be smart for us to look to pull them out. And the young Cocola, oh, this is kind of a good idea. Swing around to the back. Maybe if we can take out that Cannon Crab, we can really participate. But also a good idea to come back here and deal with the melee units. He's going to participate in the melee side of the fight. So now we're deciding whether or not we should try to move in and take more attacks. Decided not to this round. So they're going to dance around a little bit. Ooh, Jailbreak. We're jumping way forward out of the circle. Makes me nervous for Fixer up there. And then toss it. Move. Okay, so that's kind of cool. The toss it does a cool thing where it causes the Cannon Crabs to go off because it technically made the Cocola move. Luckily, I have so much hopefulness on the Cocola that it had very little chance to be hit. And we sort of spread their cannons out now, so we can take on... Ooh, that's kind of sucks, though. Push the captain back in such a way that now it's in the circle for these dudes. Okay, well, that was good. Cocola hits him at a 61. 58%. Another hit back, pushed him back into space. I like that. 5 damage all in one turn. Jailbreak is now immobilizing Cocola. We put another Shield of Hope on Cocola, so protective. I really am getting good at using that Shield of Hope to effectively protect my melee fighters right up front. This move, I don't think is so smart. We're going to try to hit Chuck and Co. for 1, even though it's got 1 shield. I don't think that's really a smart move. But it does push him back, which might come in handy. Ultimately, though, I don't think that was the right choice. Doesn't have like a negative effect necessarily, though, so... Okay, now we gotta figure out how to do these ranged moves so we get rid of everything on this side of the map. I'm preferential to getting rid of the cannon crabs. And anybody that's in the right angle to do so should do so. If not, then we'll take the damage against the boss, if we can ever get a single shot to hit the boss. Hi, Chihuahua. What a bunch of missing. Okay, Fixer. I'm a little nervous about his health. Her health. Alright, we'll keep it conservative. So let's see what Jailbreak does in this turn. Moving back into the middle. And the captain moves down here. Chuck and Co's going to move in and attack our Kokola. Putting a cannon crab over there so that we can't move around much. And this will cause a trigger of the cannon crab. Take out our boy. Oh, but that's okay. We kind of always knew that that was going to happen to that character. And here we go. Let's get in. Antio's coming in hot right in the middle. Put the Shield of Hope on him. Smart. Rousing Snarl him too, so nobody can get revenge attacks. Inner Energy, awesome. Use of Cinder to really bash this up. 5 damage, took him out in one shot. There we go. That was all like a perfectly planned maneuver. Perfect spacing, great use of Cinder, great use of defense and skills. I'm getting good at this, gang. That was awesome. Now we can move Extilier over into position to... They missed with the shot, that's nice. And then be able to melee attack this dude and a Sword of Justice on him. Take him down to 2 health. They only have 1 unit left, gang. And a captain with almost full health because I can't seem to hit him. 2 damage there by Maximus is really great. Snarling should probably just move a little bit. I kept not wanting to move. We'll take out that cannon crab. Ay, ay, ay. That's an 84. Oh my goodness, the missing. I didn't even use Fixer's attack that turn. Still making a bunch of mistakes. It's not the end of the world. Oh, shoved. Oh, wow. That could have gone. Whoa, eek. Yikes. Lots of attacks on that move, but we can Shield of Justice this dude right out of the game. Let's Shield of Hope first. Yes, to Kokola. Then Sword of Justice. See ya. That refreshes Shield of Hope. Now we can move Extilier into the battle with the main boss on the other side. But let's do some ranged attacks first. Get rid of some of these cannon crabs. That one's a goner. We'll move down here and get the best angle on this cannon crab. That's not perfect, but it's good enough. Got 1 damage in. It's not ideal either, because he's going to get the revenge attack. But he's dumb enough to move into space where he's 100% to get hit. That's silly. So that's okay. So now we took the 2 damage in order to really open up the space. We move Extilier into this space, get a Sword of Justice hit off. Okay, now we're really causing trouble. And while we're at it, we're gonna get... Oh yeah, let's take out this cannon crab here. Oh, of course it missed. Can we get close enough in attack? No, let's get a rousing... let's get an attack in with Kokola. Yeah, Snarl. Hit him with the reverse attack, the retaliate. Now Antios can move into position, and we can get Fixer out of there. She's a little bit injured, and that'll give her the... We should use that again on Antios before the end of the match. And we can bring in a new a new crew because of that. And so we'll bring in this Ataktia. Great melee unit. The Horn Toss can do another 2 damage. So on a turn, it could do 4 damage as long as we don't want to push the thing too far in the wrong direction. So I like that. It's got a bunch of health too, so that's really positive. And this is a kind of crazy move. So here's the benefit of the setup that we have is we can get rid of this cannon crab with our ranged attackers and then deal with the captain, because the captain's only going to be able to bring in 1 cannon crab per turn. So as long as we can get rid of the cannon crabs per turn and then use all our melee guys to do the rest of the damage. Feels pretty good. So what we don't want to do is move these guys in such a way we don't get to use Exterior, but 2 damage there, shove back. Antios can get involved. But let's move Exterior into place so that if he gets shoved back, he doesn't get shoved out of range of another attack. We'll Shield of Hope too while we're at it. Inner Energy so we can bust this up to a 5. 5 damage is really nice. Of course he missed on a melee attack. 61%. Okay, we can at least get 2 in with Kokala. Oh, it's 3. Sorry. And now we've got this guy surrounded. You know, and we can do the same thing over again. He's going to move a little bit. Then he's going to drop a cannon crab somewhere. But it should be able to be taken out immediately by our 2 ranged guys right here. So this is great. Maximus takes it out. And then we go back to work on melee fighting this guy. Shield of Hope, like always. So we're Inner Energy. That's nice. Get him fully surrounded. Melee for 3. Missed. Okay, we'll use that miss up. Make sure we're in melee damage range for a 5 hit. Boom, baby! So I think what we'll do here is we'll melee him for 2. Of course we missed. And then we'll Horn Toss him over so that then Exterior can get into position to Sword of Justice him. So we'll move this guy out of the way. That also opens up Snarling to be able to get a hit in. I think if we're far enough away, we'll Sword of Justice our own guy if we do it there. I think it might be worth it because we put 3 on him. Oh, we missed with that. Now I'm just on tilt, so... Yeah, only 1 damage against our own guy, and that Sword of Justice is not bad compared to getting the 3 hits in. And, oh, Snarling with the 1 damage and a 53%, not bad. Alright, so I don't know if that was so smart. We kind of had the guy boxed in. I do that a lot where, like, I'll have a situation where this seems inevitable for the win for us against the boss, and then I'll be like, but it's worth trying to get a couple more damage in just to do this other thing. And the other thing ends up like opening up a window for the boss to get another chance. And so I look like an idiot. If we had just left the boss in that 4-person melee trap, we'd have had him dead in 2 or 3 turns. Instead we fling him over here, and now he's got all sorts of space to cause trouble. Now he's like right up against Snarling, and that could be real trouble for us. Yeah, now he's basically able to hit our guy from right up close. Now he doesn't do damage, so he only ever brings out the cannon crabs, but still now our 2 guys in the back here are useless. And I really probably at this point should have used the medical evacuation for Antios, but I wasn't thinking clearly. Just trying to get things back into position to get this win. Dropped another cannon crab. Trying to get behind it over here on the bridge, but ultimately I don't think this is going to be trouble. Snarling and Broken Vengeance should be able to take that dude out. Maximus can take out this one. And now we go in for melee attacks. Go to the right position, then we should be able to do all 3 things. So we'll move up there. Sword of Justice first. 3 damage. Melee for 2 more. And then our boy Antio. Oh, are we gonna get close enough to be able to melee attack? No, but are we close enough to horn toss? Yes. So we horn toss for the win. And that's it. We did it, gang. We made it all the way to the end. And we're almost at full health for our captain. Broken Vengeance, kicking butt. Great job by Maximus. Great job by Extilior, more than ever. This is the best performance I've had for Extilior. So, Antios, really great. Fixer, really great. Didn't get to see Ready Wrangler Mom, that's my fave. So, we'll see you next time. Okay, let's have a look at the stats for Moon 4. So, here we have the damage graph. And yeah, you can see that I finally got it right. Let's go, Extilior, with the first successful play with this character. And man, when it came down to fighting against the boss, Extilior went right in, smacked him up with the Sword of Vengeance a bunch of times. Really successful run. And you can also see that this was a very, very successful ranged attack Moon. Broken Vengeance, tons of damage. Maximus, Fixer, Snarling, just tons of ranged damage, and I thought that was really successful. This is a highly defensive bad guy, and really just down to did I make mistakes or not, and so I really loved the success of this Moon. If we look at skills, let's move this graph into the right spot. There we go. The Rousing Snarl, I think I could figure out how to use it a little bit better. Inner Peace had that one miss, which was a shame. But the Shield of Hope finally was a successful usage for my character, and I thought that was really great. We used it successfully 13 times, minimizing damage, allowing us to get in there with melee damage when we were really stacked up with a ton of Shield of Hope. I really thought that was great. And for average move scores, let's see. So we have the average move scores. Interestingly enough, our young Cocola did its best with 4. Antios with a really successful hit or 2 was really powerful. Basically, the guys that came in at the end had the highest average action score. Extilior's action score being nearly 2 is like absolutely the best I've ever done for him. That's really great. So let's look at total action score instead. Yeah, for total action score, we have Maximus way out in front, tons of damage, but Extilior nearly catching him this time. With the way that this one went down, Maximus and Broken Vengeance being all over the place as ranged attackers was really valuable, but in the grand scheme of things, I think the Shield of Hope and the massive amount of damage that Extilior was able to put in towards the end of the match, I gotta give the MVP to the boss. Yeah, Captain finally showed up and did his job all by himself. If there was a group that could be getting the MVP, it would be the Snarling and the Broken Vengeance and Maximus as my ranged buddies coming in together. The bummer of the match for my team, I guess would have to go to Cocola, but I don't think that's even really necessarily fair. I mean, the grand scheme of things, everybody did really great this round. Toktia really kind of early and didn't have a lot of participation. Maybe that should get bummer of the match. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll give the bummer of the match to Toktia, but it's kind of unfair. Only in for 2 turns, didn't really make any mistakes. Hard to even give a bummer of the match for this round. So I thought it was all really well done. Everybody did a great job. We crushed it on this Moon. Hopefully we'll do just as well on Moon 5. See you there.